It's Florida week. It rolls on. Rocky Top Roundtable alongside Eric Kane, Rob Lewis, and Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. Guys, 16 of the last 17 years, Tennessee has come up short in this game. What gives you the indication that they can get over the hump this week?
Well, I think Tennessee's a better team. You know, now they've got to go out and play and execute and do all those things. I'm probably not the best one to start answering this question because everybody knows my stance on this thing. They've lost it every way imaginable through the years. But I think, Rob, Tennessee's the more complete football team. Even banged up, Tennessee has a better identity of what they are on offense. They have an identity on defense. And talent-wise, I don't think that Florida's not superior to Tennessee in talent in this matchup for the first time in a while.
Not like they have been. And to me, I mean, this is an oversimplification, but at the end of the day, I think Tennessee is so much better at quarterback. I think it's a huge difference, and that shows up on Saturday. I mean, I think Tennessee's better in some other spots like you're talking about, but I think there is a gulf between Hendon Hooker and Richardson for Florida.
Yeah, going forth in this lineup, I mean, I can't really add much more than what's already been said. I think Tennessee, the biggest difference, the way these two quarterbacks are playing right now, it's night and day. Richardson ran the ball so well in week one, a bit banged up. He's got to be. We'll see if he's truly banged up, because if he's 100% healthy, he's going to run that football. But the way Hooker's playing compared to Richardson, this offense having an identity, that just gives you confidence if you're Tennessee going into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Hendon's going to make plays on the ground when need be, especially in big games like Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. But he's going to sit in there and deliver a lot of balls through the air. That's something that Anthony Richardson's just not done enough of through the first 3 weeks of the season. And a big reason why their offense has kind of sputtered the last couple of weeks when he wasn't able to get out and get on the loose. The biggest question mark heading into this game is the health of Cedric Tillman. Tillman goes down with an ankle injury sustained on this play right here. Brent, it's one of those things where, like, if he can't go, they're going to have to figure some things out, maybe move some people around, and would be a big loss.
Yeah, it would be, because that is Hendon Hooker's security blanket. That's where he's most comfortable going. We saw that in the Pitt game, that Tennessee felt like they had the right matchup there, and they went and won that matchup. And you don't have that security blanket right now. You may not have that security blanket. So the question becomes, what do you do? Do you move Brew McCoy to the outside, on that side, excuse me? Do you slide Jalen Hyatt outside, play Squirrel White more inside? What do you do if you don't have your most trusted receiver lining up, the guy that Hendon Hooker is most comfortable with?
Yeah, I'm not trying to say it's not a blow, but I still like Tennessee's chances. I think Jalen Hyatt has showed you some things. Is he Cedric Tillman? No, he's not, but he's certainly flashed. Brew McCoy is going to be under a lot of pressure, and I don't think you play Squirrel White 48 snaps, but I think this week you've got a plan for Squirrel White for what he can do in the slot. Walker Merrill's done a couple things. Ramel Keaton's done a couple things. I don't think the cupboard is exactly bare at wide receiver, but yeah, you'll miss Cedric Tillman.
He's not, you hit the nail on the head. He's not Cedric Tillman, but Cedric Tillman wasn't Cedric Tillman at this game a year ago.
Well, no question. I mean, a year ago, they weren't playing Valus inside at slot. It was this game a year ago, Eric, that they figured out what their offensive identity will be. I think one of the saving graces, or one of the hopes for Tennessee fans with receivers, Eric, is there's a belief and a feeling that Josh Heupel can get anybody open.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that seeing what Jalen Hyatt's done in the Pittsburgh game, where he started gaining that confidence. He had 11 targets in that football game. Obviously had a good showing. The touchdown early against Ball State. Again, he's not Cedric Tillman, but knowing the trust level you have in Hendon Hooker, and like you guys even said, Ramel Keaton. I know it was Akron got deep and got loose against Akron. And you had some other guys like Walker Merrill's had 2 touchdowns in 3 games. It'll be kind of if Tillman is out, it'll be kind of a weird combination of how they're going to replace him. But I think there are some options there, and because of that offense, because of the individual matchups, they can find open guys with a good quarterback.
Yeah, and Hooker is playing, confidently. I mean, has he started the way you want him to start in games the last couple of weeks? No, but he's finished well, and last week found his rhythm after that 3-for-7 start.
Yeah, he found it with a throw to Squirrel White, which was a big deal for sure. What shouldn't get lost in all this, though, too, is Florida's inability to stop the run. Florida's had a hard time stopping the run, AP, all season long. Utah goes for over 200 yards. South Florida with a mobile quarterback, aiding their running game, went for almost 300 yards. Can Tennessee run the football effectively against Florida? If they can, then it opens up all the dynamics for Tennessee, because we all know what the run game means to this offense.
Yeah, you're 100% right. They don't have to run it for 260 like South Florida did, but if they can run it for $150, Rob, that changes everything as far as Tennessee's ability to do that right there, which is take it vertical.
It's huge. Again, I think you said it best, AP. They don't have to dominate, but they need to run it well enough to where they're in 2nd and 6, 3rd and 3.
Yep.
They don't have to
play behind the chains.
They don't have to strike up the band every time, but they've got to stay on schedule.
Yeah, something that went wrong in that Pittsburgh game was because Tennessee was not in position to run the football. Didn't get a whole lot of success on first downs. That affects second down. That affects third downs. And the big question is, obviously, just like Cedric Tillman, as the week goes on, who's going to be available for Tennessee? Small a bit banged up. Sampson a bit banged up. I think you'll see a lot of Jalen Wrights. In an emergency situation, might see Princeton Fant, but I'm excited to see what Tennessee can do running the football against this Florida defense because opportunities will be there.
Number 5. A lot of number 5 running the football in this game. I think Hendon Hooker is going to get 12 to 15 carries in this game. I think he will be an integral part of their run game, much like he was against Pittsburgh, a little bit for different reasons. But I think given South Florida's success with a running quarterback, I think Alex Golesh, they talked about it a year ago. They wanted to run him more when he was, but he got banged up in the Ole Miss game. And then it's on Hooker, slide.
Yeah.
Get out of bounds, slide. Take care of your body, but they're going to ask you to carry it multiple times.
Are you saying Tony Vitello has been over to practice this week, teaching him to slide?
Get down. Take care of your body. I mean, look, you can run, but be a
smart.
pro. Be a pro about it.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something he'll have to adjust to at the next level anyway. Unless you're down on the goal line and you're trying to make a play, then it's a little bit different because you're trying to get to the end zone. But other than that, in between the 20s, you got to be smart, get down, live to fight another day. Defensively, we all know they've got to slow down Anthony Richardson. I also think they got to kind of slow down Florida's running game. Last week they were really good against the run against Akron. Can they? I won't say duplicate that, but can they be active again up front? These are some of the young kids being active late in the game.
Well, I think it's all about winning first down, Eric. You talked about what happened to Tennessee in the Pittsburgh game and how it changed them offensively when you're in 2nd and 19, you're in 3rd and 12, you're in 3rd and 36, whatever they had at one time. Tennessee wants to put it on Anthony Richardson's shoulders to throw it in 3rd and long situations, not 3rd and 3. If Florida can win early downs, that gives them great balance on 3rd down and makes it harder to defend. I think winning first down is imperative for Tennessee defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, on both sides of the ball, like you mentioned. And, Rob, you pointed out countless times over the last couple of weeks that, Kentucky kind of had the blueprint and how you stop Anthony Richardson. Now, in order to get to that, you got to stop the run on 1st and 2nd down. Florida's got 3 backs that they spread the wealth to an awful lot. Naquan Wright's a starter, but they got 2 backs that are actually performing better than he is and all have about 25 carries so far on this season. They're a good running football team, and this will really be, in my opinion, sure, you went against Pittsburgh. You gave up one long run, but outside of that, you kind of bottled up Pittsburgh. Did a nice job. This will be a big test for Tennessee's rush defense. I'm excited to see how the linebackers and the front 7 keep their lanes and perform in this one.
All right. You can't name Hendon Hooker. If Tennessee Sunday morning is sitting there 4-0 heading into the bye week, who's the guy we're talking about?
I'm going to say Brew McCoy because I don't think Cedric Tillman plays. I mean, that's just my guess. I have no idea. But even if Cedric Tillman plays, I don't think he can be 100%. I don't know if Tennessee's going to be 100% in the run game either. So I think Brew McCoy has to step up and be a complement to Jalen Hyatt in this game. I think he's got to be more productive than he was last week.
AP, I'm going to cheat and just take the offensive line instead of one person. That unit, to me, has got to have their best game. They've got to have their best game of the season. And I'm talking about the run game in particular. They've got to. I put it on them to keep Tennessee in favorable down and distance. Florida has looked susceptible big time on the ground. Tennessee's got to have a good day up front.
Yeah, let me go to defense. You got some offensive guys. I'll go to defense. Give me one of the ends, Byron Young or Tyler Barron. I'll say Tyler Barron. You got to keep Anthony Richardson inside the pocket. Do not allow him to evade and escape. That's when he'll torch you. Give me one of the ends. I'll go with Tyler Barron. Tennessee, bottle that up and play well defensively.
I do like what Eric's thinking, just from a standpoint of it's a contract year for Tyler Barron. He goes out and plays well and does things like he did at Pittsburgh, which was his best game in orange. Then you start doing that more and more, and all of a sudden that actual contract you could potentially get down the line gets bigger and bigger. I will go a little bit cheating like Rob. I'm going to go the fans. I think this atmosphere is going to be unbelievable, from tailgating at 10 a.m. right through tailgating at 10 p.m. if Tennessee wins. And so that's why I think the crowd, the atmosphere can have a huge say early on, especially messing with Anthony Richardson. I understand what Billy Napier was trying to do. He's trying to instill confidence. What's he supposed to say? We should be scared? No, but at the same time, it's a little silly to think that that it won't affect you. You've had no sound in the swamp the first 3 weeks.
No, they've not had anything like this. If I was going to do a B on this, I'm going to cheat too, since everybody's cheating on this panel today.
I didn't cheat. I didn't cheat.
Well, you're not allowed to cheat. My B is linebackers in space, because Akron found the running back out of the backfield.
Yeah.
They didn't gain a lot of yards, but I bet Billy Napier tries to attack on the perimeter with a wheel route or whatever the case may be with those running backs. Tennessee's linebackers got to get sideline to sideline really well in this football game.
It's Tennessee and Florida coming up 3:30 on Saturday. Going to be a great opportunity for the Vols to get over the hump and head into the bye week undefeated before a trip to LSU.